we are more aggressive than other counties, so be it. So, next slide. The response from other countries, other places, they vary a lot. And I'm just going to skip through the slides over here. Next slide. And I'm just going to let you know that other places that, you've probably heard South Korea tests a lot of people. They have a population of 50 million. They've been known to test people. They have a population of 50 million, but yet they didn't test everybody. But they did test a lot of people. Next slide. So we saw what Italy and Iran did, and they paid the price for it. And in the United States, we are at risk of following that. Nevada's response, you probably, next slide for me. Okay, there you go. This is a little bit of a timeline what Nevada did since March 13th. You're going to have an idea that things moved pretty fast. And as a matter of fact, a little bit faster than I anticipated. So there have been a little bit of timeline so you can review really quick. Next slide. So this is our response. We're in the unique position to kind of learn to see what other people did, and we can make learn from it and make adjustment and say, okay, this is probably going to work for us. So we have that kind of a benefit of hindsight. Next slide. So the Office of Public Health, this is what we're doing. Issued multiple public health decrees and distributed guidelines or mandates to public service departments, to our 911, EMS, hospital, the care center. Those are some of the things that we did. And we as a community, as a county, we assembled an Office of Emergency Management, and we are meeting 2 or 3 times a day. It's an assessment and strategic planning group. We are aiming to maintain the viability of the healthcare system. We are trying to maintain the social order and function. We are also trying to protect the most vulnerable. So, and you are seeing the updates. So we're meeting and we're making the content of the meeting public by posting it on the website so you can see it, what kind of things were discussed. So, and you can actually see what we're doing. So as a county, we also declared a state of emergency, and we also executed the governance directives as well. And this is all in part to flatten the curve. You probably see this on social media and on TV as well. And I'd like to ask everybody, where do you see that line over there saying that this is the healthcare system capacity? Where do you think our White Pine County, our healthcare system line is compared to anybody else?
Down at the axis.
We're closer to the bottom. We're closer to the bottom. And here's what, next slide. So this is the hospital beds per 1,000 inhabitants. And you see United Kingdom, United States, and compared to other countries, we have less number of beds per people. If you want to do the math, the number of beds in White Pine County for the number of residents, what do you think that's going to be? Well, Matt, our hospital CEO, well, one thing that he left out on his update is that he's trying to expand the number of beds in the hospital. And so he went by each room, what can we make to expand? Are we going to double bed? So we have right now, he didn't tell that we have the potential of doubling the number of beds in the hospital. So we're not one of the tops as far as developed countries, as far as the number of beds per population. So for our county, we're going to do our best. We have the potential of doubling the number of beds, so we can raise the healthcare capacity. Next slide. So measured incremental response was a strategy I wanted to go by, proposing what kind of things we should do. And when I issued the first mandate, that was a level 1 state of caution response to it, which is consistent with the first mandate that I issued. Next slide. Level 2 pretty much is a level of urgency and start enforcing people to stay 6 people apart and all that. Well, because things moved really fast, with the governor's directive, we actually skipped level 2 and directed to level 3. Next slide. That's where we are right now. So this is a state of emergency upon outbreak, and this outbreak is not county outbreak we're talking about a state outbreak, in this case Clark and Washoe counties. But the governor's office had to apply something for all Nevadans, because he saw, he's in the position of looking at a bigger picture than what I can see here at the county level. So he had to apply something for all Nevadans, and that's where the level 3 is. So we are postponing all mass gatherings. We're doing quarantines. And at this point, we as a county, we're trying to identify potential volunteers. And I'm actively in contact with the representatives from the state to see where we are, what we can do. And also, I want to make sure that the public maintains calm and poise, and please do not overwhelm our 911 systems as well. Level 4 is actually when people are actually at curfew. That's what California is essentially doing. People are pretty much, everybody's told to be at home. And here's why. So we know that we talked about incubation period, and there's no way we're going to replicate what South Korea did. There's no way we're going to test all these people, and this thing is spreading like a wildfire. The only thing that's sure-way thing that California and New York had to do was, let's just we can't test everybody, let's just have everybody in their homes. That's what the curfew is. The state of Nevada is not quite a level 4 yet, but we are potentially, we could potentially head that way. I don't think our county right now is in that level right now. Which is why it is more important for us to follow the rules that we have currently in place so we don't escalate to the next level. Next slide. So here's some of the things that we don't know for sure. If you ask me, do we have any confirmed cases in White Pine County, my answer to you will be no. If you ask me, do we have any COVID-19s in the county, my answer is going to be, I don't know. Because, like I said, we don't test everybody for it. But the probability that we have somebody with COVID in our borders right now is low. Like I said, we're talking about probabilities here when it comes to science. The percent of false negatives and false positives on tests, we don't know that yet. How long the virus is transmissible after resolution of symptoms, we don't know yet. We're going by the current guidelines, what the SARS and MERS in the past did. We don't know the percent of infected persons that never become symptomatic. We don't know that yet. Next slide. This one is the protocols that Matt went over with you, so we can skip that. So what I also want to go over with you is that, so what, as citizens of White Pine County, what do we need to do? Because we have to start thinking as a collective as well. Because what I do personally is going to affect the person next to me. My behavior is going to affect him, and him. Your behaviors can affect your neighbors, your own families, and the community as well. So what do we need to do as individual responsibilities? Well, personal hygiene and preventive measures, that's for one. We have to maintain calm and poise. Don't start spreading wildfire rumors out there. It doesn't really help. Continue to maintain the social distance. And please don't hoard supplies, because the people who with the most need will suffer for it. If you do have extra supplies, please donate them back. We won't ask you any questions. Please do not overwhelm our 911 systems. And remember that you can pass the disease without knowing. So this issue is not only about you. We know that young folks, they're going to be saying, you know what, I'm at a lower chance of getting the disease, and I'm not going to get sick because I'm young. Well, that turns out not to be true anymore. About 18 to 40-year-old people, between those ages, about 42% of the COVID-19 cases are them. And about 52% of COVID cases fall under the age of 18, between 18 and 50. So we have to show ourselves as that what are we made of. Our action tells us, we're going to tell a lot about us. And I'd like the folks to know that our leaders also live in this community, same community that you live in. So we're trying to make decisions that would be best for everyone. That's it.
Very thorough, thank you.
You're welcome.
And actually, Dr. Bean, what we have in our backup here is different. You had a lot more information. So would it be possible to go ahead and have that given to our county clerk?
Absolutely. This is for everybody.
Okay.
Absolutely. The interest here is that I want, the more informed the public is, the easier it is the job for me. And the information is ammunition. If we're going to fight this war, knowledge is power, knowledge is the weapon here. So I want the people to have this, yes. All right. We can move on to the next item on the agenda.
Is this yours, Sal?
You can have your seat back.
No problem. All right, item number 3, discussion for possible action. Ratification of regulations and/or order from county health officer necessary for the prevention, suppression, and control of COVID-19 within White Pine County. Any discussion on that? Okay, any seconds?
Second.
All right, how much people second? Okay.
You need to recognize one.
I need,
Shane?
Shane.
all right, motion to vote?
Aye.
Second?
Aye.
Was there any opposed? Okay, motion has passed. Item number 4, discussion / for possible action, approval of minutes from the Board of Public Health meeting on October 23rd, 2019.
Motion to approve?
Any seconds? Any other voting yes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion is approved.
Thank you.
Next item, I'm gonna open for public comment once again. Do you see any comment from our Zoom? Okay, anybody?
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Do we vote on that too? We're good.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, good, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you have any, yes, thank you.
Page 5, item
This has been a Georgetown production. George Chachis reporting.